There's an African saying that goes, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. And it's very critical to understand what kind of enemy are you fighting against. For a long time, probably you're fighting people who are outside you. For a long time, probably you're fighting your partner. For a long time, probably you're fighting your parents. For a long time, probably you're fighting with people outside who do not understand your destiny and plans for life. But today I want you to understand your enemy is probably you. Hello guys, I know it's great. Tumeanza na moto. It's an amazing episode. Thank you so much for the views on the previous episode. If this is your very first time here, my name is Rose Mbinya. I'm a psychologist. I love talking, I love fashion, and I love being with you guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let's enjoy the video. Give me your feedback on the comment section. Very important to understand what kind of enemy are you fighting. For a very long time, maybe you've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but what time did you start saying that I'm not good enough? What will people think about me? You are the enemy. Probably you want to start up a business, but you feel you're not good enough, or what will so and so think about me? You are the enemy of your own. For a very long time, probably you want to do a very good degree and you feel like this is what I am meant to be, but you feel like I still have enough time. You are the enemy of your own. It's very important to understand things that make me be my own enemy. I'm going to talk about something that is very important: procrastination. And this is, to me personally, basically about everything, and mostly about going to the gym. I've always wanted and desired to be there. In fact, I've even tried it before, but I feel like I still have enough time. I can still work out. But trust me, I am fighting my own self, and for the longest time, probably I'm gonna take a whole year before I begin it. But if I can start doing it right now, the better for me and for my health. Number 2, laziness. You feel like you can do something, but you feel like I still have enough time, or probably feel like I can do this right now. I feel very tired. You want to go to work at 7 a.m., but there's something within you that is telling you can sleep until 9, and I can fix up my stuff by 10. I'll be work by 11. Trust me, you are your own enemy. And something that I want all of us to understand is, like, our enemy only pushes us away from our destinies, and that's it. If I am fighting myself, if I'm struggling to handle things by myself, trust me, I am taking too much to achieve something that I will have achieved probably in a very short time. Number 3 is something that I want you to think about. How many times do you compare yourself with other people? Or how many times do you feel like I am not good like so and so? In fact, let me tell you something that I want you to always remember. I want you to always remember this. You have no business, literally no business with people's thoughts, growth, whatever. That is not your business. It's good when you admire people and you feel like Rose has made it to this, and I really appreciate that she's made it to this place. In fact, I love it. But I'm not going to compare myself with her. I have my own destiny, I have my own dreams, I have my own plans for life. In fact, probably she's in business and I'm in career, in my career journey. It's so different. I will tell you again. You have no business, literally no business, comparing yourself with anyone. Because if there's any comparison that should be made here, it's between how good was I yesterday, or how good am I today? How is my relationship with God working? Or how is my relationship with my parents working? Or how is my relationship even with my own self? Is it better than the way it used to be, or is it getting wilder? It's always good to understand that you have no any single business. Trust me, I'm telling you this for free. You have no business. You have no business comparing yourself with other people, because every single person has their own dreams and desires for life. Number 4 is something that is very important, and I want us to understand. If excuse is the other name that you have, or excuse is your other name, please understand that excuses only push you away from your goals. In fact, something that I've learned and I'm still learning is excuses prolong the distance, or maybe the journey I'm supposed to take to achieve something. And for a very long time, I feel like probably you've always wanted to start something, probably a business, and you have only 10,000 shillings, and you feel like this my 10,000 shillings cannot go to Gikomba and pick anything. But next month I'll be having probably 20,000, and I'll probably start my business then. When next month reaches, you feel like there's too much that is overwhelming you and you can't handle it together with starting a business. So you decide, no, I'll start the business next month because next month I'm hoping for money. You know, this is what excuse does to you. It prolongs the journey, or the as in the time that you're supposed to take for you to achieve something. It is very important to understand that if excuses keep you up, you're only taking too much time to get to the place you're supposed to get. Another thing on excuses is, if there's something you cannot do, don't let it stop you from doing what you want to do. If I cannot do A, B, and C, I can still do C, D, and E. So I'm gonna work with what I'm capable of doing rather than what I'm not able. Or another way to know if you are your own enemy is self-sabotage. I think we're number 5. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is you feeling less of yourself. You feel like, I can do this because I am not so and so. I can't achieve B and C because I'm not so and so. It's very important to understand that no matter whoever you are, you have your own plans, you have your own desires, you have your own dreams, you have something you want to achieve. The moment you start looking down on yourself, you realize that you're only denying yourself your capability. And sometimes things are not possible until you try them. So if the only thing you're feeling right now is like, nothing is working for me, I am not good enough, I am not better, like I am not good like so and so, in fact I don't even have enough experience to do that job. Do you realize sometimes I get this often from people who are like working, that kwa kazi unaambiwa, when you're applying for the job, you're told, I want like 4 years work experience. But because you feel like, you know what, I can do this job better than anyone who else, then I'm going to apply for the job. And this person applies for this job, and literally they were not even thinking they're gonna get it, and they get it. You know, do not self-sabotage yourself. In fact, don't put yourself in a cocoon. Appreciate who you are, respect who you are, get yourself a better person, dream big, expect a lot, because you're a great person. Trust me. Number 6 is you hold on to things too long, for too long. You know, like you probably had a breakup, and that breakup is literally taking you almost 2 years. You know, you are denying yourself happiness, number 1. Number 2, you're taking yourself through traumatic experiences which are wild. Another thing, you're likely to fall into depression and anxiety. And trust me, you're better than that. It's very good to go through the process of grieving in a growing way, to a point that you're not going back to the same stages over and over again. No matter what has happened over your life, whether very traumatic or less traumatic, it's always good not to hold on to things too much. I like saying this. Sometimes we deny ourselves happiness just because of the experiences we've gone through with other people, which is very crazy and very out of this world. And it's very true. People do that. Like, I am not going to date again because I was hurt like 3 years ago. Bro, you heal from that thing and move on, because you're denying yourself happiness just because you feel hurt like in the last 5 years. The people who can start up a business again just because they started businesses 2 years ago and the business failed. It is okay, it's fine. It's good when you're grieving, it's fine when you're losing, it's fine when things are not okay. But your ability to try again makes you your own winner. But your ability to struggle, fight this thing over and over again, makes you feel like your own enemy, literally. Like, you're not even accepting yourself to grow. You're not accepting yourself to move to a better place. You're not accepting yourself to become a different when you hold to things too much, you're taking too much long to achieve things. And that's what happens with procrastination, you being lazy, you not appreciating where you can, self-sabotage. All those make you take a very long time to achieve something that you can actually achieve. Whether in relationships, whether in businesses, whether in career, whether in even starting something like a YouTube channel, whether starting your own small business like photography and everything. No matter how long you fail, or no matter how much you've tried things and they're not working, the result is never giving up. The result is trying again and again and again till you find what's working for you. Number 7, you're your own enemy when you settle for less. I think this is the year that I've felt like that. Like, I'm battling with myself because I only settle for things that are way beyond me. Like, you know, kuna mali unajipatanga in life and uko like, manze nilifika hii place aje? As in, how did I get into this situation? Or how did I even drag myself into this situation? But I appreciate such moments because at that moment probably I was naive and it just happens. I got into situations, places. I'm like, how did I even get here? Manze nilifika huku aje? You meet someone and you find yourself they're actually draining you. They're draining you your all energy. You're not even becoming any good. Ukikata hivi chini unajiuliza, how did I even get into this relationship? There are jobs you get into and you're like, what the hell? How did I even honestly land this job? How did I even agree to do it? Because this person is draining you left, right, and center. There's so much bad energy and negative energy in that area. As in, you get, ama you hamia this apartment and you realize this apartment is not what I wanted. And then you go like, how did I even get here? The result is, the answer is, you settled for less. And that's honestly true. That is so honestly true. Because it happens. Because hata mimi kuna times zingine nilikuwa najiuliza, nilifika huku aje? You get, huku nilifika aje? At what time or season did I accept this to happen to me? Because we've lowered our standards, we've lowered our ambitions, we've lowered our desires for becoming better. We have lowered our desires for happiness, just settling for anything that comes your way. In fact, I feel like for us women, that happens a lot. We become our own enemy because we are settling for less. Just because a man can just give you 1, 2, 3 things doesn't mean that he's supposed to be your guy. Sometimes we even go through relationship torture just because you settled for less. Sometimes you go through a career torture because you settled for less. Sometimes you go for whatever happened just because you're like, that was the only option either way. It's always nice to put your standards somewhere to a point where someone just literally just respects you for who you are. Unajua people respect you the way unajibeba. That is another thing nimelani mwaka. It's not at the end of the year, but I'm learning a lot, like literally every single day. People will actually handle you the way you handle yourself or how you manage yourself. For women, for a young girl, just because you feel like your relationship is not working, it does not mean you need to be there. Si lazima, you don't need to be there. And if you feel your man is not treating you the way you're supposed to be treated, you don't need to be there. For men, if you feel like this is not the woman I want, honestly, mbona nikae hapa? Why should I? Honestly, mbona nikae hapa? I'd rather be somewhere else being at peace. And it's okay for both genders. Another thing I would say to women, men invest where they see value. If your value is too way low, they're like, this one will just have some happy time, good time, and everyone will just ditch their own way. Yeah, it happens. It's always nice that we do not put our ambitions, our desires, our standards way too low for people to just carry us the way they want to. Because trust me, watakubeba tu venye umejieka. Na there's nothing we'll do. At that moment, trust me, you're your own enemy. No one is fighting you. You've put yourself in this situation. So nobody has told you not to, whatever you want to do. You've put yourself in this situation. I even myself was in places and I'm like, you know what? I just got myself here, so I'm gonna get out of myself. I just gonna have to bring myself out of it. You are your own enemy. Every single moment you lower your bar down for something, for someone, for whatever situation, you're becoming your own enemy. By saying there's no worse enemy than yourself.